Recording this motherfucker. Recording now?
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right.
Is there a visual element to your show?
Yeah, we do the Zoom thing too.
You what?
We record the Zoom and we take clips or whatever.
Okay. I'll smoke less weed though.
No, you can smoke weed, but we're not gonna post those parts, obviously. But,
Just one minute clip with just every
yeah. That's not gonna happen. We don't do that shit.
I dig the boys after show because I'm on there.
Yeah.
And like they got to do it from their house or whatever. Everyone's recording from their house. You know, Aisha Tyler's got the whole thing. Yeah. And like what's happening is I'm the special guest, so like I'm just chilling for like 30 minutes of this show, right? But the audience can't see me, but there's a camera here and the producers can, right? So I'm at my own house. So what's funny is I know they're just watching me and I'm just drinking and smoking for like 30 minutes the whole time, just like waiting for my cue to get wacky and shit, you know?
Yeah, I feel you.
Hilarious.
All right.
Has the show started yet?
Nope, the show is starting.
All right, let's go. Let's start the show.
Let's do that. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Tawanda's Live Request. This is another Zoom edition because it's getting colder outside. But as a result, we can have people from all over the country or even the globe, if we get to that point, to be on the show. This episode, we have a special guest, Malcolm Barrett. Everybody, what's up? What's up?
Hey, it's your boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hip hop air horns.
Word. That's what's up, man. Happy to have you on the show. I was just watching The Boys maybe like 10, 15 minutes ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know, it's good. Oh, did you meet my friend Langston?
No, I'm assuming he's a brother, but who?
Yeah,
well,
he played. What's the other like the guy who gets the
archer,
the archer dude. Yeah, he plays the archer.
Oh yeah, that brother looks so familiar. Is his brother an actor too?
I don't think he has Does he have a brother?
I don't know.
I made that up, man. I don't know.
Yeah. but he was on Insecure, and he's on a lot of shit.
That's what it is. He looks so familiar to me.
Yeah, because he's like
I
he's
didn't
famous now.
Yeah, but you know how like sets are. It's like I only met whoever I was working with in the scene.
True. You don't like y'all just don't like hang out.
No, we're not like fucking chilling.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, we're
we're not like fucking friends in real life.
Why would you ever do that? This is your job. Like, take me.
I'm at work.
Yeah, exactly. Well, word, man. I'm happy to have you here. I'm happy to talk about music and stuff. I asked you earlier, what's your favorite song or song of the moment? And you gave a few, but what's the one you want to choose right now?
I want to do Grandma's Hands, man.
Yeah, by Bill Withers. Let's play that shit.
Yeah, let's get it.
Oh shit! Turn this up a little bit. This is where I always feel like such a young nigga because I'm just like, damn, like I know that samples.
Yeah. And I'm just like, who chopped and screwed this Blackstreet song?
I'm just like, Dr. Dre didn't make that himself. Oh, son of like that's the biggest letdown of a sample. It's like I thought this person was so creative, but they weren't.
But they are. It's just a different way, right?
It's a different way, but it's not like the same. It's not like I thought Dr. Dre had like he was like doing like the beat machine himself. Like I got this shit. And he started humming too. I was like, he's musical.
At what point did you realize this was the same?
Literally the first 2 seconds, I was like, oh no.
Oh, like today?
Like just right now, literally right now. Oh, this is a sample. It's like, damn it. I was like, no.
He's like, the remix is a little slow for me.
I heard that. I was like, okay. Fucking Blackstreet, No Diggity. No, I swear to God, that song No Diggity, none of the lines, every line before it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Why you say that?
Because they're just saying words. It's just saying words. Like they're just like, let me find the lyrics. Let me find the fucking.
I love it. I love Queen Pen. Queen Pen does some hard non sequiturs in the remix, like, because I'm chilling, homie. Backstreet, no doubt, Queen Pen. But see, I love Bill Withers. This shit is so fucking rich.
Yeah. Break it down. Break it down to me as I find these lyrics.
Find these lyrics. Now, this is what I love, right? Like, probably this is one of the first. I don't know if you call it a ballad. I don't know if you call it just a soul song, a folk. I don't know what the fuck you call it, to be honest. But it's probably one of the first songs that like I held in my soul in terms of just, I love this. I'm not from this generation. It's not a song that like my uncle or somebody, some old head had to play for me. You know what I mean? That I was used to hearing when I was 7, you know, coming after church and shit like that.
Yeah.
I really don't even know where I heard it. I just remember the minute I heard it, it was my favorite song forever. Because Bill Withers just also has a very withered voice. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I love anybody that has a voice that feels like it's been through something, but they still hit me.
Yeah, it's like before Anthony Hamilton. That's how I think of when you say that. It's like Anthony Hamilton, just like that voice is just like, oh, you've seen some shit.
Yeah. It feel like he drunk a bottle of gas or something. Like
Yeah. Well, I just went to his Wikipedia page real quick, and he was the youngest of 6 children in a coal mining town of Slab Fork, West Virginia. Born in 19.
Slab Fork is the type of name you have to have 7 mines.
Yeah,
in that city.
You have to.
Like, Slab Fork had no dreams. When they
Yo, what sucks is like it feels rude to say that, but it's like you say Slab Fork, that sounds sad. Then you say West Virginia, and you're just like, oh, there is no chance. Like,
no.
Everyone in that town now does like MMA or some shit. Like they don't.
No, and they banned Juneteenth in Slab Fork.
It goes from 18th to the 20th.
Work is mandatory on MLK Day.
Yeah,
you have to be at work.
You have to bring more people to work on MLK Day in Slab Fork. Slab Fork has an old mill. Like they call people Old Man Robinson in Slab Fork,
and he's like 37. Oh my god. Yo, I know this is how bad it is. In the 2000 census, it has 202 residents. 199 were white. 2 were of mixed race. 1 was an Alaskan or a Native American. They don't know.
I love 2 was mixed race. There was clearly an unclaimed child running around. Let grow. Dude was half a dog. They were like, it was like, I don't know. His hair looked kinky.
He's probably just like Italian. They didn't know.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's when they call Jews black.
What? Oh man, so
Ephraim? Yes. That...
So Bill Withers came. What were you gonna say, Nick?
No, go ahead.
No, it's the same.
Show? Who the fuck is Nick? Is Nick on this show?
Nick is right here.
Does he talk? What is he doing?
No,
is he co-host or the?
No, he co-host. Like Nick, basically, like Nick likes to be like, I'm gonna chill and just watch the conversation and have input. But then sometimes I'm just like, no, Nick, you're worth more than that. You could. Like if I asked Nick to do like a Bill Withers impression, I don't know if you can do that. That's a force.
No, I can't do that. I can't sing that well.
Can you sing? Nick got a sound. First of all, I can tell from that mic you can sing. You look like you stole that shit from Dick Clark. I love that mic.
No, I'll tell you. No, when Nick can do it.
American Bandstand ass mic. I love it.
Yo, Nick can't sing with pain, but he does. I'm sorry. We have to do it like right now. Nick. Could you please talk about what's the name of that town again?
Slab Fork.
Talk about it. What would Maya Angelou say about Slab Fork?
The census results come in overwhelmingly white. Mixed race, a few. But Slab Fork, we will always remember our brother Bill.
That's solid.
Yeah. It's one of those depressions where it's like you don't want to say, you don't make a noise, you just want to hear what's gonna happen. So it's
okay, Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
Okay, that's people gotta be wanting to do that, hear that all the time.
Oh yeah, I know. I forget why it happened the first time. We were just like, wait, what? Like,
what's happening?
What's happening? But it's just sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, yo, can Maya Angelou please describe like just the dumbest shit? I'm just in the back of my mind. I'm like, we shouldn't be doing this. This is not
right. This is a whole lady who lived a life, has a legacy.
Yeah, this is a whole inspirational woman.
I'm in my car talking about Maya Angelou on Tinder.
Yeah, we're talking about
the penis is long, like our history of oppression.
The shot. Yo, I'll top you. I said this is probably one of the worst things, but I said it. So I was talking to a girl and I was joking and I was like, yeah, I'm like, when it comes to sexting, I'm like the Toni Morrison of sexting. And what does she mean by that? I was like, it's just like, I'm very long, descriptive, and you might not know what I'm talking about, but you'll feel better as a woman.
Oh. You might not know what I'm talking about. You'll feel better as a woman.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, I love Toni, but it's like, sometimes you read a Toni Morrison book and be like, I don't know what I just read, but that touched my spirit. Like, I think I get it, but you listen to her. Yeah. You feel like, if you don't get it, you feel like just an idiot. You're like, shit, I'm not smart. I can't understand this black woman's pain. Like, I'm not supportive at all. But speaking of pain, to bring it all back, because I was going to talk about Zora Neale Hurston and the rest of these black authors. But to bring it all back, so Bill Withers, like again, like you said, that it just struck you. What year how old were you when you first heard that song? Because you said you heard it later.
I have no fucking clue, but can I tell you? For some reason, it reminds me. So I'm from Brooklyn, right? I was part of the Weekends. I was a New Eurekan poet. For some reason, it very much reminds me of the New Eurekans and a time when I was there. And I was first there around probably, 18, because I went to college at NYU. So I started being in Manhattan, and so I was interning at a Gallery of Tribes, this sort of local artist spot right next to the New Eurekan Poetry Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason, it always makes me think of just sort of being a teenager and my poetry days there. But I feel like I must have heard it, way back before then,
Word. That's what's up, though. It's like, it reminds you just your poetry days. So, like, what drew you to poetry? Because I remember when I was younger, I was drawn to poetry as maybe high school because of just the performance aspect of it, and I didn't have an outlet to do comedy yet, so I wrote a funny poem. That was the first time I ever performed anything. So
yeah, I used to. My mama was a writer, or is a writer, so she, I would imagine that I got a lot of it from her.
Right.
I mean, my mom is also my mom's a neighborhood Black woman, so somebody die and she's writing the poems for them, for their whatever, that you read the fucking shit, about whoever died and things like that, and she would just write poems randomly, and so she encouraged writing. She encouraged me to write. And I was writing since I was a kid, you know what I mean? Literally, I was writing first, second grade, and then reading the stories to kindergartners, to the
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was very, and it was also a natural progression between rap for me, because as a Brooklyn kid, it's like a lot of writers, a lot of rapping cats, and just a lot of writers. I was around a lot of folks that were just writing and things like that, and so it was really second nature to sort of express myself in that way.
All right on, man. I like that, especially just like you talked about all the hip hop kids and everyone's just writing and shit like that, and it's just like it makes you think about just how rap for it was so pure for us. It was so new. It was like it was so pure, and now it's just like you don't have to write anymore, which there's no problem with that, but still it's just like that purity is kind of like disappearing. And that purity to me was so like that was what provided so much hope and shit. It was just like, oh.
Yeah, well, I just feel like everything's a different approach, man. Like I don't feel like anything's particularly greater than anything. Because also you got to figure out when hip hop was first starting, right? Like it was so small, and so many different pockets of people learning a style, right? Learning a style that had no institutionalized form. Do you know what I mean? And so we're all still sort of creating the form. And like, that's the interesting thing is like the form is still changing and there's still so many ways to do it, and even freestyling, like people talk about like how freestyling has changed, you know what I mean? And like even labeling, right? Like now we call everything a freestyle. It used to be like freestyle was like off the top of the head. Now it's
off
like
the top of the head, yeah.
Or whatever freestyle is like, oh, it's just a verse he has or something like that. Like shit evolves, and I just kind of feel like I don't put any negative towards anything, to be honest. I just kind of, I mean, there's obviously shit I'm like, that sucks. But I just kind of feel like we all just kind of got to take the different pieces that people are making and like find it and use it. And like, that's it. Like I have because I went to theater school, I have a very like altruistic view of like how to create art in terms of just like, whatever, man. You just take whatever element and like, it's more about like how it makes you feel than it is about being like, this is bad or good. It's mostly just like, okay, so what did this do to me? Like, if I listen to, what's the name of that snitch? Whatever, you know what I mean? I try, like, even with that, I sit there and I go like, oh, all right, well, this is very erratic and it makes me feel like uncomfortable and I like my body feels off. Like that's interesting to me, is like using that's more interesting to me than just being like, oh, wasn't this great from 83 to 87?
Oh yeah.
It's hard.
Oh, I know, I get that. I believe that. Like, just like, I like the idea of just the essence. Like, for example, like my favorite rapper is Gucci Mane. That's my favorite. Yes, because I'll say this is just like, for him all the time, very clearly, it was just like, yeah, well, some of the songs he might not be the best lyrically, or like you might not understand everything he's saying, but it was just like just the pure joy he had of like making music. Like it was one of those guys who, Gucci's had, like, every time you see him rapping, like you see him freestyle, and it might not be the best freestyle, but you see in his face like how much he's glowing. There's actually a freestyle he did on Rhapsody the Basement, right? On the Basement. He did the freestyle and he's so happy. Then the next day, he got indicted for murder. So you're watching a dude, and you go back to watch the freestyle again, you watch the freestyle, and he's so happy. He's like, Gucci Mane, so I see why the girl like me, and you see him smiling wise. He's killed a person. He had killed a person at this point. He had killed a whole person and stashed them behind a middle school in Atlanta. So it's like that, but the joy in his face was just like, oh shit, Gucci's having a great time. So I was like, that's why it wasn't that in particular, but I kind of identified with him there. It was just like, oh, he just loves him.
What? That's when you identified with him?
Not that exact moment. What happened was, all right, the first time I identified with him was just like, I remember I used to watch his videos and just laugh at. I used to just laugh at him. Like, this is so stupid. I was like, I listen to the songs because everything he's saying is so funny. Like my favorite Gucci Mane line was he once said, I took a Cialis and now I'm horny. That's how he started the verse. And I was just like, yo, that's funny as shit.
Cialis. What's weird to start there is that it feels truthful. Like if you're
gonna see, why would you could have said Viagra or I took a blue pill, but you said Cialis. Like who talks about Cialis?
Like, yeah, exactly. I took a mitoconazole. Like,
but it's like
the pharmacist only had Cialis, so I took it.
That makes more sense. But it's like
very specific flexes.
I'm not gonna lie though. I feel like the people who made Cialis had to kind of feel like some sort of inferiority complex next to Viagra. Like it's like, you know how there's like the Yankees Red Sox beef rivalry. I think there's a Cialis Viagra rivalry.
Viagra people just got beef with each other. Just both trying to get people hard quicker.
Yeah, or you're like out on a date. Like, yeah, I work for a pharmaceutical company. We make a pill. We make a pill to make your dick hard. Oh, was it Viagra? Nah, it's Cialis. Like, What do you do if you're making a dick pill? You're not working for Viagra. You're just a creep at that point.
What are you even doing? If you making dick pills for fucking not the number one dick pill,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. What are you doing with your time?
Off-brand dick pills.
You're making a bodega dick pills. I'm a scientist at Rhino XXX.
I make the second best dick pill in America.
Yeah, I make the number two. It only lasts 2 hours, but sometimes you don't need that much more time.
You know what? If you can't get hard, it might be time to just hang up the dick.
It might be. It might be. Just put it in the
rafters like an old jersey.
Exactly. Yeah. Put it in the rafters and like
jersey up and shit like that. Little dick jersey hanging in the Hall of Fame.
Just do that and just get into topiary. Just get.
You gotta get a condom with the number on it. Do like the number. Hold that shit up in your bedroom.
That's where you stopped.
That was your boy.
Yeah, that was a bad man out there.
Yo, there was one night I scored 5.
Yeah. That's why I think I kind of hate magnums now, because it feels like a trophy already, and just like I haven't earned anything yet, bro. Like, you should get a magnum when you retire.
Yeah,
it's like the gold watch.
Yeah, it's like the gold. Yeah, it's like you walk in because the girl says you walk in with the gold watch. She's like, who do you think you are? Like, you still work here.
It's too early. Yeah, you still buying magnums. I just felt like I don't know what I'm doing. Like, it's just like it feels like a superpower I haven't learned to use yet.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, I have so much power, and it's like, no, it's not. That magnum, she like at the end of the day, that day could still go bad, and they just have now it's just in your pocket, just staring at you. You sit down.
Ain't nothing worse than coming quicker in a magnum. Do you know what I mean? Like, no sadder sign of a missed opportunity than coming quickly into a magnum.
Or you fucking try to pick it up, you get a paper cut because it's fucking too sharp. It's the corners just sharp as shit for no fucking reason.
Nick quiet. Nick is like, I raw dog. So it's like
I don't wear condoms out there. Nah.
Condoms? What?
Like, it's not even affecting me in that thing.
Condom.
Condoms?
Condoms. Oh man. That is wild times, bro. Fucking sitting here waiting for my COVID test to come back.
Oh, how's that going?
It's annoying because I'm just like, all right, I know I'm straight, but what if I'm not straight? Like, I remember like I'm just like, oh, what if I'm not? And then like, what do I do then? I'm just like, do I just become an inspiration? Just doing like a daily vlog. Like, hey guys, it's day 3, you know. And somebody's watching, like, this has inspired me. Like, I don't want to be that. Or do I just suffer in silence?
No, you got to do that. So like 6 months later, that person like sends you an email like I don't know if you remember, but you used to. Like,
yo, here's my problem. I'm too petty for that because sometimes people have people be like, hey yo, I don't know if you remember this, but like 2 or 3 months ago, you said this thing on Twitter, and it really helped me. And because I was at a really low point, and you motivated me. And now they're just doing better than me, and I'm just like, well, I appreciate you doing good, but I don't want you to do that good. Jesus Christ. The goal, I was talking to myself first.
Right. That was for me.
That was for me. That wasn't for you.
I'm gonna need you to return that motivation I gave you, please.
Yeah, I need that back right now. I'm sitting here panicking.
That your advice did better for him than you.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, I want my advice to do good. That's good for me. All right, man. So I gotta ask you this: what's going on in your life that you may need a song for?
What? I don't understand that question.
Oh, like, all right, what's going on? What's going on? Because, like, basically, as people aren't sure about other podcasts, I asked the favorite song, and after you get the favorite song, I use that, and then, like, you tell me about what's going on in your life, and I will prescribe you a song. I'm a song sommelier, pretty much.
Okay, and then also for the people listening who are regular listeners, I didn't know shit about what was going on, so I don't know any of the rules. But I was like, this brother cool, man.
Yeah, and see? Sometimes it's about the vibes. You know what I mean? It's about the vibes. It doesn't matter. But just tell me
it's a pandemic. Am I so busy?
Yes. That's exactly what else do I have to do. That people ask me to do shit right now. I'm sorry, I'm just so tied up.
My favorite thing is when the pandemic first started and we started getting busy again, like our lives that we had to create, knowing that we have like 9 hours out of the day. Like when shit first started, where you're just like, it was like, hey, can you do something Tuesday? I have a Zoom.
Yeah, that's happened a couple times. Actually, I have a Zoom show actually.
Like you couldn't say you was out nowhere. You know what I mean? Like I know you in the house, man. It's the first week.
There's that period where we're all in the
locked down. Mm-hmm.
We were super locked down. It was just like you can't run from shit. Like if I'm not texting you back now, I just don't want to text you.
What lie did you use when the pandemic first started? And you know what? I'm gonna use this for my next show. I got my podcast. What lie did you use when the pandemic first started? For why you didn't want to hang with somebody, why you didn't want to talk to somebody?
Oh, I kept it super G. I was just like, I don't feel like talking because I'm just so afraid of what's gonna happen. I have too much anxiety. That's a go. Like
there was a lot of I'm not feeling up to it right now. You know, everything going on.
I'm not gonna that like things are trash, but if to using Corona to skip out on plans, just like I'm sorry, it's just Corona just has me so freaked out. Like that shit, it worked.
That shit though, with shit weird is that shit don't work no more. People is like, they be like, yo, you want to come to we're going to keep us like a real low key, like 30, 40 people gathering real safe, COVID style. You're like, and they be mad you don't come and shit. You're like, we're in a pandemic.
It's the pandemic. Like, bro.
We had masks. Everyone had a mask on. You should have been there.
You should have been there. There was butt naked bitches. We was all drinking champagne. Safely.
They were socially distanced nudity, okay? They were stripping over there. You sit over here.
A socially distanced orgy. I fucked her from 6 feet away. I didn't even think about it. It was we all kept safe. I spit in the mouth through a mask. Yeah. So everyone was real sick.
Oh my god, that shit is just. It's a crazy time, but what do you need a song for, bro? Can you think of anything? It could be small as shit.
You know what I need is there something going on in my life I need a song for? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or do I just tell you the song that I'm thinking?
Just tell me what's going on in your life, and you describe it. And
yeah, okay. This is the sommelier shit.
This is sommelier shit, yeah. Because as you can see,
okay.
Now I hold my title up like a menu. So whatever, let's go.
Okay. So I need a song for anxiety. Okay. Right now, I'm relatively comfortable, but it belies an undercurrent of anger, fear. Yeah, mostly those two things. So I need something to belie this anxiety. I'm about to travel. I got to go on a plane to Atlanta where they don't believe in COVID or the coronavirus. They out here having huge parties and get-togethers. They setting up kissing booths. Like they don't. So
I feel you.
I'm anxious as shit.
Well, actually, what happened was with that in mind, I'm thinking about it, and I talked to my therapist about this on Tuesday because I was telling her like I was getting anxious. I was like, I'm doing more stuff, I'm getting anxious. And she said this: the thing about anxiety is that anxiety is just another word for fear. That's it. Anxiety is another word for fear. You're afraid of something, but with fear, you can't let it cripple you. You have to just use it. Like, for example, imagine, don't think of fear as like an emotion. Think of fear as like there's like a gateway, right? It's a gateway and it's filled with flames and you have to get through. All you can do is just jump through it. You can't avoid it. You can't tiptoe through it. You have to just jump through it and deal with whatever small cuts and burns you got because you know you can heal yourself because you've been through too much. Like you don't know, like knowing or not, you've walked through fire several times throughout your life because you've been through some real shit. So it's just like when I thought about anxiety like that way, I'm just being scared of something. And I was like, I can be scared, but I can keep it moving. So it made me think about like what is good for bravery. And I thought about voices. We talked about Bill Withers and how his voice, like he's been through some shit. And there's a rapper. We're talking about lyricism. We're talking about rapping and shit. There's a rapper who had a great voice of just like you can hear it like the gravelness of it, like you can hear the authenticity in it because he didn't try to put an affect to it. He just sounded the way he sounded. And unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But Nick, can you do me a favor? Can you play the song "Hustle and Motivate" by Nipsey Hussle? It's off the album Victory Lap, which meant a lot to me. And this shit to me is just like if you listen back to it, you can hear in the beat right now. It's very bombastic. It's just like, all right, it's like a standing call. Like you have to get up, move your shoulders back, and just focus. So we just gotta keep it moving. Also, we gotta keep talking. So if we talk over this song, we can't use it on iTunes or Spotify without paying. And unfortunately, I would love to pay Nipsey Hussle all money in, but I can't afford to pay that. Yeah,
you have to talk over this song so that you don't.
Yeah, you gotta talk over the song.
I love that you do the more during the song. Like,
yeah,
this is real inspiring. I love this whole.
Yeah, exactly.
We always together. It was really effective. The way he crafted the beat and the sound.
Sometimes we just do ad libs every 10 seconds. Like you remember back in the day in the early 2000s when you had to get mixtapes on the corner and shit.
Yes.
And like sometimes you were just like, yo, why is the DJ's voice echoing like that? I'm just those were samples that they couldn't clear for the mixtape, so they had to like new DJ clue.
Yo, that's
like, yeah.
It would be. The funny part is when that'd be the loudest part of the song.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the song would be like, it was like, I'm on the block hugging the clue.
I always thought these DJs are so stuck on themselves, but it's not. They just didn't. They just were trying to avoid saying for promotional use only, because that ruins the vibe.
I remember.
You're sitting there gassed up like many men wish death upon
For
me.
promotional use only.
And it's like, it's not. This isn't real. This is promotion. This is promotion. I thought I was gonna die. That shit made me think I was gonna die.
I love somebody. See, if somebody was smart, they would have made a song that was just like where that was the chorus.
For promotional use.
I stay spraying guns. You know that I do it, homie.
Promotional use. Oh my god.
Fire.
Yeah, I mean, I think one day, hypothetically, if this podcast gets sponsored by like Spotify or Tidal or Apple Music or whoever, things can change. But until that day, we gotta talk. You gotta talk. And when that happens, like, oh, have this guest on. He's a rapper. You're like, oh, so how do you feel, Lil Pump? Your return. Like, I gotta be gassed about seeing him. Nothing against him, but like, that was the first name. Like, does anybody have like a go-to name or like for like a rapper? Like, not a rapper or like a style they don't like. Like these, like Lil Xan. I think of the name Lil Xan, I just get mad as shit. I'm like, oh, you piece of shit.
Yo, remember A+?
What was A+?
Yo, that's a rapper back in the day. Yo, remember A+?
Nah.
Yes, man. And I'm mad at myself because I can't even think of a single song by this dude right now. But there's definitely a rapper named A+.
It's fine. A+.
Yo, and it was like one of those where it was just like, oh, we don't already have that name. We didn't. All right, you're the first A+. That's great for you, man. Like,
I found him. Oh, I found him. He still makes music.
Today?
Yeah, shit, he's out here. Wait, hold on. Okay, now here's where it's tricky because his name is A+, but it's also artists, other people who name themselves A+. So it's just like you see rap, and you see A+, call me. So I'm like techno, salsa music, and it's like, that's not the same, dude.
I can't be A+.
Unless you made a. Then there's some other new name A+ called Fat Boy. They has a song called Fat Boy Plays. With songs like Dirty Sprite, Bang Bang, and Crenshaw.
Okay.
But then you got the original A plus, who has Plea Mix Volume 1. First song, yeah, Plea Mix. Oh, he has a remix of 93 Till Infinity.
Okay.
All right. He was. Yo, wait. Was he a soul? Wait, was he in the Souls of Mischief?
Who, A plus?
Yeah. Because I'm seeing him. That's what he's associated with.
I always thought A plus was like a little kid rapper, like maybe like 15 or something like that, and was just like, I mean, that couldn't have been who he was forever because that's just
Yeah.
year of life.
He's a 40-year-old, 15-year-old.
Oh shit. He was in Souls of Mischief.
Okay.
Because I'm reading his biography. He was born to Jamaican parents. Adam Carter moved to Oakland, California from Denver with his family at 5 years old. Blah, blah, blah. He went to the same elementary school as Del, the funky Homo sapien. And then
Funky Homo sapien.
Yep. Then he met this guys Festo and Opio, and they created the Souls of Mischief. And
Okay.
they dropped 93 till Infinity, which is a pretty good album. That first album.
It doesn't suck.
It doesn't, but it's also like to me, it was the song 92 to Infinity for like 50 minutes. But but that's good. But that was back in the day when you could do that and it was good. Like AZ's first album, Asiatic or whatever. Was it Asiatic? No, I don't know. I think it was Asiatic. But like AZ's first album is just his verse in Life's a Bitch for 60 minutes straight, and it's perfect. It's just that same energy, same vibe, same cadence. You're like, I like this shit. Nowadays, you can't do that. Like the Baby tried to do that, but everyone's like, we don't want to hear the same song over and over and over. But it's like, it's not the same song. It's like, if you like me, this is my essence. This is me at my best. Okay,
This is who I am.
I'm not gonna change. Like people gotten so spoiled to that. Like, oh shit, like this rapper has to change their complete style for the next album. Like, no, I'm just do the same shit I've done before.
I feel you.
Yeah.
We're in my kitchen now for whoever's wondering where we are.
Yep.
Hungry as shit.
It's all good. We moved to the kitchen. We're sitting here. Speaking of anxiety, you talking about anxiety shit. Yo, Nick, can you play Many Men by 50 Cent anyway? I want to see if this helps with anxiety.
Many Men?
Many Men? Because that song, actually, you know what? Stop that. If you can find it on Spotify, can you play Can I Live by Jay-Z? That is the best song about an anxiety attack.
rushing off to J, and I got I think the street. It might be in Clockers or Strapped or some shit like that. But yeah, I got jumped by like a bunch of dudes coming from like high school football practice or some shit.
Damn. Because that area now is just like, that's not gonna happen.
I mean, it depends on where you are, because it's also like East New York. Like, you know, there's like certain areas. Like my mom still live in whatever area. Like my brother live in the Bronx. But
Yeah.
Also, I remember I was a teenager and I got jumped by a group of kids one time.
That's the worst.
And it didn't hurt, but it was just
it's inconvenient.
Do I fight? Do I fight these kids?
It was so weird. There was like an older dude with them, and it was like 5 kids, like who are clearly like in jail and belong in jail now.
Yeah, they did. They did what they did.
Throw them away.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know what to do with these little baby fists. Like, this is just like such an inconvenient jumping. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah, I think that's like, I remember when I was a kid, I heard this story and it scared the shit out of me because I was like, what do you do? It's like, there's this guy on a bus that was near my bus, and it was a gang of girls that started pressing him. And it's just like, what do you do?
There's nothing to do, dude.
Like, you can't run, you can't fight back, you can't you're just stuck.
Yeah, I would hate to get pressed by some girls, my dude.
Yeah, when one of them pulled a knife out, it was like, shit.
You have no juice in the hood when you get pressed by some girls.
Yeah, but it's like, but then what do you do when it's like nobody presses you, and then some girls try to jump you, and you start knocking them out? Now you're just the nigga that hits women. Like, it was like,
you gotta knock these bitches out, man.
Yeah.
I've had fights with girls when I was a little kid, man. You gotta just punch them. I mean, I don't know if this is good or bad.
As a child, yeah. as a grown man.
Yeah, when you all have child strength, sure.
Yeah, we all have. We have adult strength. No, don't do that. Nah, what you do
Anyway,
is
guys. I hope I was able to help.
This is why I want to learn like a good like martial arts like jujitsu or whatever, where it's just like you're not really hitting people, you're just putting people in holds and shit.
Yeah, you gotta
like a good like you yoke them up. Like that's not like you put somebody in a sleeper hold. That's not like as bad.
Not horrible.
Have y'all ever been knocked out in a fight before?
No.
Nah.
What is that like when you're in the middle of a fight, like all that adrenaline, and then you wake up and it's done? Like you just wake up.
Yo, I feel like back in the day, it was easier getting knocked out back in the day, because it's like because now like I've seen videos who get knocked out, you just watch them drop and then you see the camera walk over to them and zoom in on their face, which is the worst part.
Just arms out, breathing.
That's the worst shit. Yeah, that's top. That's a fear of mine too.
I'm so glad I don't get in the fights no more. I mean, I've never been knocked out, but the last thing I want is a public fight of me, like losing a fight on camera. Like, I tell you this, I know a dude who there was a school fight. There was a fight after school, right? And it was like one of these where it's just like it's 2 kids from 2 different schools, and so there's whole schools coming. It's one of those like we're gonna meet 3 o'clock after school and shit. And it's one of those where like the whole school knew about it. We all was at the park. I run into like an old childhood friend. Like it's like so deep.
Oh shit.
Like here, right? We go see this fight. Swear to God. Is this dude and this kid from this other school, this tall, skinny, red-haired dude, right? They're getting ready to fight. Tall, skinny, red-haired dude takes his shirt off, and we're laughing because he's got the body of a fucking high school ginger, right? So we're laughing at his face. They're doing up, they're squaring up. The red-haired dude punches homeboy one time. Dude does this. He goes,
"Oh no!"
And then he reaches to shake his hand, like I've had enough. Like He was not prepared, and he was like one of these like little homeboy, like little Jewish homeboy kids. You know, I went to high school at Stuyvesant. Cut to this dude. I see this dude's Instagram. I run into his sister or some shit. This dude's Instagram. He's like a martial artist, MMA fighter. Like,
yeah, he learned from that.
He took that loss in front of all those people, and he was like, "Never again."
But that's all we're gonna remember. That's all you're gonna remember him for. Like I remember he got knocked out.
Yeah. So, but they ain't bringing that shit to him no more. You know what I mean?
They ain't. But they talk. But when he walks away, they're like, remember that time he got knocked out.
Interesting fact: the red-haired dude was Conor McGregor.
Yeah, that happened. Oh, that's fucking. But that's why like UFC fighters and MMA fighters, all of them like they get my respect. Cause it's like you have to risk getting your ass. You get ass. You get getting beat the fuck up on live TV, and people who can't fight you are talking wild shit to you. Like I said, I got knocked out. It's like, all right, fight me. And like, whoa, man, that's not what I meant. Like, well, you're talking about me fighting. You have to fight me now.
Yeah, man. My last fight was my last almost fight was Vancouver when I was doing Timeless.
Mm.
Yeah, when like a some dude, my homegirl's like ex-boyfriend was like fucking half stalking her or whatever.
Mm.
This little motherfucker. And I remember he was an actor. I realized it because he said something about like his face. I don't give a fuck, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "Are you an actor?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Dude, what are we doing, man?" I rode up to this dude. I was like, "Look," and I've been hanging out with this like coked out bodyguard for a while. With, like, he moves, so I was just like, I just went up to him and I was like, "This is a bad idea. This is just a bad idea." Because in my head, I was like, "Look, I'm either going to beat you. I'm going to beat the shit out of you, or I'm hitting the newspapers with this bullshit."
Yeah,
like,
I have too much to lose.
I'm like, "Hey, man, this guy's fucking nuts, man. He tried to hit me and this lady."
Yeah, yo, I'm trying to remember like celebrity fights. I remember I saw this one fight. And I became a fan of her music like immediately. I saw Bjork fight.
Oh,
No, Bjork will lay hands.
Bjork will beat the shit. She'll beat the shit out. I was like, oh my god, Bjork is fighting. Like I saw her attack that fucking when she attacked that paparazzi. Like the way Kanye, like everyone Kanye attacked the paparazzi, it was like a tussle. Bjork was just swinging. Like that's all she knew.
nah, someone had to go in that scenario.
Yeah.
Yo, she was doing some like martial arts. She came in, she said,
Yeah, she was ready. She knew what she was gonna do before it happened.
She was on the plane planning like,
if I see that bitch when I get off this plane, I swear to God, I'm taking her out.
That was the wrong. And the thing that sucked was like it was. She didn't even know who the paparazzi chick was. It was anybody. It was just like just that energy of like. It's not who you are. It's what you do that bothers
me. And that paparazzi did not see it coming whatsoever.
Not at all. You have a camera at this woman's face. You're like you have a camera at this woman's face. She's probably thinking, "Oh, I'm about to get the greatest shot of all time." Now
she's coming over to take a picture. Oh, God.
And now all the other paparazzis around her, nobody's helping. They're all just taking pictures because like I'm about to get paid.
You're the story now.
You're the story. Like I'm about to get so much money off of you right now. Holy shit.
Did she sue even or no?
I think she might have tried.
When she got beat, you have to.
You have to sue. Like you're not gonna let a platinum selling artist beat you up and not sue.
Yeah, if you can't punch back physically, you got to punch back legally.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
I gotta get my fucking money. Oh my god, that is just
Bangkok.
It was in Bangkok. Well, she probably couldn't sue because they're probably like, all right, celebrity. Like I don't know much about Thai law. Or like law or Thai law in like the early 2000s. Like no, this is the Tekken rules. Like nah. But I think it's like, I don't know. I feel like if you have enough money, maybe that's just. This is where I feel like just being an American, and my ignorance of other countries, and I think this is where the school system has insidiously made me believe this shit. I'm always like, yo, Thailand doesn't seem like it's well governed, and I don't know why I think that. Besides just movies and shit, I don't have any actual proof. I have no proof. I just like in my head, I'm just like, but it's like they're probably like, no, we run a system well. You just taught Western propaganda, and I'm like, yeah, I know, but like. I remember Sagat from Street Fighter. He had an eye patch and a scar. So
what kind of healthcare coverage does he have?
Yeah, exactly. I guess have healthcare coverage. They can get him a fake eye. And I'm assuming that's like, and it's like, I'm assuming you go there. It's like we have a giant statue of Sagat just in the middle. He was the best fighter in Street Fighter. Honestly, he was. He had the longest reach and the same moves as Ryu and Ken, so he was pretty much unbeatable.
I love you've gotten all your knowledge of Thailand from like Van Damme movies.
Yeah, that's it. That's why
I saw Bloodsport, and I think your healthcare.
Well, no, I say in blood, like the Bloodsport taught me anything. It's that like the Chinese, like where was Chong Li from? He wasn't Chinese, was he?
I do not know.
Chong Li, he was the main bad guy.
Don't get mad at me about it.
I'm mad. No, I'm not mad. You're mad at both of you. How do you not? Because it was Chong Li. Then it was like he had like his best white friend in the whole movie was the main what's his name in Revenge of the Nerds. He was like the giant one, Ogre, which is random.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know why I know that, but I just still. But yeah, it was Ogre. But anyway, Chong Li was like the main bad guy, and that was all Bloodsport was about. It was just him trying to beat Chong Li because Chong Li killed Jean-Claude Van Damme's either brother or like his training partner. I'm not sure. He killed somebody. Man, Van Damme deserves he deserves his flowers. He deserves his flowers. We need to see a Van Damme documentary.
Well, he had that comeback with JCV or whatever that
was. That shit was great. That movie was great, but it wasn't like that. But you can't find it anywhere.
Didn't he have like when did it see? Also, by the way, I'm watching this video of Bjork waxing that ass so out of nowhere.
Yeah, you said wait, what?
I'm watching the video of Bjork waxing that reporter's ass, and it's.
All right, can you share your screen so you can like?
Yes, I can.
All right, just making sure. Also, Nick, play any Bjork song. I want to just any Bjork song.
Watch this here. We're gonna take it back.
The pressure of the press. Perhaps it was the jet lag. Whatever, it took just one reporter and a simple greeting. Welcome to
the commentary. The speculative British commentary.
It's rabid. Like it was oh my god.
She tried. The reporter tried like an errant right hand with the mic, and that's really all you saw on her side.
And I think Bjork dodged it.
Yeah, Bjork.
You want more beef? She's like, let me go, son.
Yo, what scared me the most was just like watching Bjork's shoulders move from side to side. I was like, oh, she knows what the fuck she's doing. Like her fighting it was all in the shoulders. I was like, oh shit. Now, let's play some Bjork to honor that. That was a fucking ass whooping. I don't know any of her music like that. I listened to it for like a day after I found out she fought. And then I got bored and I was like, all right, I can't be out here trying to enjoy Bjork.
Oh, Bjork is great.
I know she's great, but we gotta play what?
Play It's So Quiet.
That's exactly what I was playing.
All right. No, I mean it's like I'm not saying she's not great. What I was saying is just like you ever like find music or any sort of media like you try to enjoy it instead of just letting yourself enjoy it. Now it just feels contrived. So it's just like all right, let it come organically and just like.
The amazing thing about that Bjork thing is like you would not have thought that before you saw it.
No.
There's something in my head that made me go like, oh, Bjork could go off on a bitch. Like there was no
you know who could fight?
Bjork.
Bjork got hands, man.
He's relentless. Like that never occurred to me.
Oh, I know this song. Damn.
Wow.
That's what she said. She went at.
Yeah, this is the ass kicking song.
Oh, this song, you want to play this shit. This is what you play right before Bjork whoops your ass. It's so quiet.
And she's standing over you, knocked out, like, shh.
God damn, Bjork was out here just fighting. That's
Damn.
crazy. Fucking fame and shit. God damn. All right. Well, get to my next segment. As you pause the Bjork, please. I don't want to be in a fighting mood right now. The next segment is we're gonna flip the script, and I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna tell you what's going on in my life.
Okay, tell me.
All right. So I'm gonna describe scenario.
Okay, what's the scenario?
Basically, I am turning 32 in about 2-3 weeks, and I'm looking back over the year, and it's like, oh, I've accomplished a lot of things. It's super dope. It's super great. But right now, I have like a lot of fear in the sense of the plans and stuff that I've been working towards. Like, it's gonna require so much more work, and I don't know how to do this alone. And I know it's not like you have the support of your friends and stuff like that, but it's kind of just like I have this dream of what success looks like, and in that dream, I have autonomy. I can like, I'm not saying they're making a lot of money, but it's like I can still create. I can create things and have them like celebrated to an extent. So I'm just like the amount of pressure I'm putting on myself is kind of high, and I'm trying to figure out how to put less pressure on myself and let things just happen.
So what are you doing about that?
I don't know, therapy.
Therapy's helpful, man.
Therapy's good. I try to just I try to from time to time like take a step back and tell myself like, look, you can only put so much energy out there before you receive it, and don't be impatient on how to receive the energy you get, because it's like you think about in my mind, I'm just like, all right, so I made this thing, or I sent this text, or I did that and that. So it's like, all right, and the time it took to me to make a quality art or make a quality response to somebody, it's like I put so much thought and care into it. I should deserve that same amount of thought and care from like the world. So why rush a process when it's not going to be right?
You're so romantic, Tawanda. Like, you really are, man. You are. I mean that in the truest sense of the word, man. Like, really, like you build this thing up, and like you put this care and time into these things, and there's an expectation with that care and that belief, and it's like a really wonderful like sort of optimism in that. You know what I mean? Which I think is worthwhile.
Well, thanks. But I just kind of think of it because I try to think of it like openly, honestly. Like, and I think sometimes too, it's just like, all right, if I put a lot of thought and care into something, and it comes out and people don't like it, I feel like that for somebody to see that and be like, I honestly don't like that. I feel like that takes a lot of energy too, to like tell somebody like, look, my honest opinion is I don't think that's good. That takes a lot of energy as well. Or let's say I have like a whole date plan for a girl, and then we go out and it's grand, and she says at the end of it, well, I think we should just be friends. It's like she's responding to like the source of the energy I had, and be like in an open and honest way. And that's all I really want. It's just open and honest like feedback. But I want that feedback to be good. So I put work into stuff to make sure that it is good.
But you know what? The journey is a lot of the worthwhile part. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you can't do things with an expected outcome. That's just not how the world works. You know what I mean? Also, Are you dating during COVID? This must be great for you because you probably just write letters a lot.
Yo, I'm not even gonna flex. Like I've written letters. I've written letters. I made a girl a care package.
Recently,
I made the shit out of a care package. I made the shit out of a care package too.
I bet you was hot with the mixtapes when you was younger. You used to send like.
Oh, I'm not mixtapes, but I am a playlist. Yo, bro. I swear to God, if I like you, if I really like you, really about you, I'll make you a whole playlist.
I know you did.
Yeah, but at the same time, if a girl makes me a playlist back, I'm like, we're married, bro. Fuck that. You make me a fucking playlist, and you make me a playlist, and then tell me that you let me as a friend. Like, no, but no, you can't do that. You can't make me a good playlist and expect me not to go fucking crazy.
If she makes a whack playlist, is everything off at that point?
I appreciate the effort. You put songs together for me. That's fucking dope. Oh my god, you thought I'd like Miley Cyrus's bangers? Okay, you see that? Like, oh, you put.
I am known to come through like a wrecking ball. So.
Yeah, you put Hudson Hawk on this. What? Oh my god, who is that? Oh, who is that? What rapper is that? Hobo Johnson. Oh my god, girl, you gave a fuck.
Thank you. Yo, where did is your name? This has probably come up already in your life all the time, but I've never asked this. Where does your name come from? What kind of, is it Nigerian? What is it?
Oh, I'm from Zimbabwe. I was born in Zimbabwe.
Hey, Zimbabwe at this bitch.
Yeah, you already know. So I was born there, and in Zimbabwe, Tawanda is like a really like popular name. It was a popular name after in the country's independence, because it kind of meant like it means we are many. Mm-hmm. And it's just like we're united. We're like this is what we've been working towards. So I think like
version of E pluribus unum.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's pretty much, so with that in mind, it's just like we've worked to get to this point. So there's always been pressure. Like, oh, Tawanda, there's pressure on, like, you are the sum of your ancestors and what we're doing. So it's like, make us proud. And it doesn't necessarily mean do what we want you to do, but like make sure you put all the effort you have into everything you do.
Do you feel like you need to sound blacker with that name? Like, are your parents like, why don't you have a better accent?
Well, my parents, like, honestly, I'll tell you this. I will tell you the struggles of every first generation immigrant or first generation American or immigrant. A lot of us, when we talk, especially if my parents move around a lot or like do whatever, it's just a lot of us, we try to talk in a very like even keel. You can't tell exactly where we're from. It's almost nondescript. Some people are very like have a very dry sense of humor because it's just like we don't want people to like, because we go out, especially when I was younger, I'd go out and I hear my parents talk and I see people how they would react to it, and it's just like they try to like belittle them. Like I remember one time I went to a buffet and my dad was like, "Excuse me, ma'am, what's that over there? Like, what is that?" And she was like, "Oh, this is chicken." He's like, "That's chicken?" He said, "Yes, chicken." And she said the word super slow, like he didn't know the word chicken. And I'm just like, bitch, my dad has a PhD. Some Southern waitress, bitch. Like, stop. Like, don't talk. Like, I was like, and that shit made me so mad. And it's just like, and again, that Americanness got into me to where we're just like people get this belief of like, oh, accents aren't good. So I don't know. I kind of just started talking in a very nondescript way. However, as I got older, I moved from like I used to live in like the suburbs of North Carolina. Then I moved to like Boston. Everyone's like, "Why the fuck do you talk like that?" Like I was around like this because in Boston, people say Boston's a white ass city, and it kind of is, but it's also like there's a lot of that's why I first met Dominicans, Haitians, Jamaicans, all these people, Caribbean. Everyone's like, "Oh, why the fuck do you talk like that?" Like, why do you sound like that? Like, go stop it. And it was like you talk way too proper. And I was like, what do you mean? This is just how I sound. And I got older and I realized the craziest part is I would say some shit in front of like white friends later on, and they would repeat what I just said as me, quote unquote. And it sounded like the craziest nigga you ever heard in your life. Cause I'd be like, cause I would say, like, I remember one day it was like, I walk into work and I was just like, oh my God, it's so hot. I'm dying. And then one of the coworkers was like, oh my God, Tawanda said, yo, I'm dying. I was like, I didn't say it like I didn't say any of that way at all, bro. Like I just said, yo. I remember I worked with the girl. I worked with this girl at I used to work at American Eagle. This is my first job. And this girl came out to me one day and she was like, hey, Tawanda, can I give you some advice? And I was like, what? And she was like, the way you talk to customers is like kind of abrasive. I was like, what do you mean by that? And she's like, for example, when people come into the store, people say, "Hi, how are you? Welcome to American Eagle." And you're always just like, "Yo, welcome to American Eagle." And I was just like, but in her mind, she's literally like, "I'm trying to help him." I'm just like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, and it's like, "Oh, if people are at the dressing room, you're always just like, we ask, oh, are you good here?" And you're just like, "Oh, you feeling good? You all right?" And I'm just like, yes, that's how I fucking talk. The sentiment is there, and it's like I was like, oh shit, the way I'm talking to people, like, I was like, that sound crazy aggressive. But then to like these black kids that I was going to school with, they're all just like, I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, "Oh, Tawanda's like, hi, how are you?" My name is I'm like, what the fuck, bro? So it's just like, so it made like a lot of that just like in between shit. But you can't, the thing that sucks about that shit though is like, I want to talk about it more, but if you talk about it more, white media always makes it seem like, oh, you don't fit in with black people. Let's make that the whole shit instead of being like, no, I don't fit in with y'all. I don't like you. I don't like you more. I don't want to be a part. That's because there's some difficulty understanding me here. Doesn't mean that I want to be a part of you. But in a lot of these shows and shit, it's always just like, oh, it's a nigga who doesn't understand himself. Well, he has these white friends that understand him. It's like, no, that's not what I fucking want. Like, I want to be over there.
All right, I'm trying to. I can't fucking. Where the fuck did I put my cord? Oh, I found it. Okay. All right. My computer was about to die. I'm sorry to go over your story about your internal suffering.
Yeah, that's good. I'm sorry. I just never. I'm sorry. I never spoke on that because, like, I don't know. I feel like I could have told jokes in there, but I'm just like, I can make jokes out of that stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not what I feel like. It's not. It's been done because most people, when they talk about jokes, they don't say the nuances of just like, oh, did you hear that guy's story about like how he saw people make fun of his parents' accent, so he had a weird thing about his accent. So it was like, yo, did you hear that black comedian talking about how he talks white? That's not.
That's the takeaway.
That's the takeaway. Like, people don't pay attention, and it bothers me. I did a show the other day with Chanel Ali, right? Shout out to Chanel. She has a joke about how people say her name is Channel. It's funny, great. After the show, I'm talking to somebody there. I'm like, hey, thanks for coming to the show. And she's like, oh, I love you. Your name is Tawanda, right? I just want to make sure I say it right, because she had that joke about your name not being said right. And I'm just like, I didn't say that shit. I'm just another nigga on the show I didn't say that shit. You got me confused with another black community. Also, it's a woman. Also, we had
different names. Jesus Christ.
And it's like, but it's like, I'm not saying this is a bad person. I'm just saying it's just like, you learn in comedy, people don't, or even in entertainment, I've learned, people don't pay attention to shit.
No.
They kind of just like, people kind of see some shit and they're like, oh, okay. And they kind of just go with it. They don't have deep understandings of anything. So, yeah, that's pretty much what song do you provide for all of that?
What song do I have for that?
I mean, just like the whole thing about just, like you said, like I had this romantic idea of like how I think creativity works. And then on top of that, trying to just like
boys. Renee by the Lost Boys.
Renee.
You know this song?
Yeah. I know this shit. Yo, also, me and my friends, one time we counted. He smoked so many blunts in this song. if you
on the way walking.
Yeah, 1, 2. Me too. They smoke a blunt. Then on a date, they smoke a blunt. They smoke 5 blunts during the date.
They definitely smoked way too many blunts in this song. And the blunt after we made it happen.
Yeah, it's like, god damn. Like, it was like, how big are these blunts?
Also my favorite line in this is, said she wanted to be a lawyer. In other words, shorty studies law. Like, I don't think you needed to put it in other words.
Also,
in the word lawyer.
I used to compare this song to Me and My Bitch.
Yeah.
by Biggie. But it's like, but Biggie at least understood story. This is where Biggie was underrated, or like I think as a storyteller, he was great because he understood story to a place that the Lost Boys didn't. Because in Me and My Bitch, he doesn't give away that she dies until the end of the song.
Mm-hmm.
And this song, the first chorus is, I don't know why my shorty had to die. So it's like, right. And you're like, wait, you just met her. What the fuck? And
He's doing the Tarantino thing where it's all out of order. It's like, we show you the best of them.
But then he gets to the end, and I still don't know what happened to her.
Well, he doesn't know why she had to die, so maybe he don't have that information.
That's deep.
It's called foreshadowing, Tawanda.
I understand foreshadowing, but it's like, if you're gonna say if you're gonna say she had to die, and you don't explain how she died, then that's just disappointment. Like, who wrote this song? Fucking D&D? Fuck them niggas, bro.
It should have been a twist at the end where, like, it wasn't his, like, you know, his shorty killed somebody else. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Or it's her singing about him.
Yeah. I have no idea how that works, but it's the perfect idea.
Oh man, I love a good rap song with a twist.
Oh, my favorite thing. Okay, here's my favorite thing about the Lost Boys. How many people were in a group, and how many people regularly rap?
All right. I know it was Mr. Cheeks.
Mr. Cheeks,
Was Freaky Ty in the group?
Freaky Ty,
That's all I remember.
Big Nice, and Pretty Lou.
Okay.
Right? Do you remember any of them rapping?
I just remember Mr. Cheeks.
None of these motherfuckers rapped, B. It was a whole group of 4 motherfuckers where one of them rapped, and every once in a while, Freaky Ty would be like, yeah.
To be fair, they are called the Lost Boys. So maybe those other 3 are the lost ones.
They were there. They were there. You saw them. It was really weird. It was like 4. I was like, did you sign as a group? Are all of you getting paid? Like, are you guys getting full shares of money? Like,
Well, okay, maybe one of them wrote maybe one of them was a writer.
this is what I think. I bought fucking Lost Boys albums. I think Cheeks was the writer. Big Nice was the DJ, right? So I think he made beats.
Okay.
Ricky Ty would ad lib, right? So I guess he made his money ad libbing. And then I think he had to hit people too. And then Pretty Lou, I guess he just pulled bitches. Like, I don't know what.
That was all. Oh my god.
I'm looking at the
thing on a song.
I'm looking at the info for Legal Drug Money, and it looks like Mr. Cheeks was also a producer for some of those songs.
What the fuck are we doing?
That's why I know. That's why Mr. Cheeks went solo. That's why he went solo.
He was solo then. What do you mean?
Yeah. That's why I don't need y'all. But then his solo career wasn't as big.
That was weird. Was that like his solo career wasn't as big? It's like it's the same shit.
It's the exact same thing.
That's it. Remember Lights, Camera, Action?
Mm-hmm.
Got to say, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
All right, I'll say this. All right, here's my rule. Anytime a song references another song in the chorus,
Yes,
it's a bad song.
Yes, I'm 100% with.
If you mention another song in the chorus, like when I heard the song "Hot Girl Summer" by Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion, they reference fucking. They just did the chorus from City Girls. Act Up. I was like, this is a bad song. This is lazy.
Oh, what about Bruno Mars? Don't believe me, just watch.
Oh, that shit. You know that shit really saved Trinidad James' career. I watched the whole video about that shit. It's crazy. Trinidad James, and I want to get really passionate because I fuck with Trinidad James super happy. That's my guy.
Very much.
Trinidad James, all right. For a lot of like these newer weird rappers and shit, he was a trailblazer. He was like the first one to come out who fully embraced the street, but was like, I'm still unique. I'm a character. I'm all this stuff. And like he had this style of just like he was picking beats off of like just free websites. And he was rapping about like Molly, he was rapping about Molly and shit. He was doing all this shit before it was popular, before it was cool. And his lead single was great. He was okay. Then it went to his head, came to New York, and made the biggest mistake, which is that he said, "Yo, the South runs New York."
Oh, I remember this.
But the thing is, he said that everyone was like, "Yeah." They just kept talking and be like, "What happened to?" He's like, "What happened to New York? You guys were the shit. Now you're nothing compared to us." And when that happened, DJ Envy said, "I'm not playing any of his music ever again." Other New York DJs followed. Those DJs that said that shit, New York DJs or New York radio stations, they spread across country. So it kind of shut down the chance of James ever dropping another song again. On top of that, so New York hates him. Rappers try to get him. Rappers legit robbed him. A bunch of it goes on. And then the deal he signed is kind of shaky.
Other rappers robbed him?
Yeah, Mano confronted him. Mano confronted him, and my son confronted him. They're both like, "Yo, we gotta talk about this shit."
Oh yeah, because they New York is shit. Oh,
They're New York is shit. You can't say shit about them.
Yo, my fucking Mano was just going around slapping people for like.
Yeah, I remember that like it was yesterday. Mano was slapping. Yo, I
had a dream one time that Mano beat up my dad, and there was nothing I could do. I couldn't. I don't know why it happened, but it was like Mano beat, and I was like, "Dad, what am I supposed
to do? It's Mano.
Why were you fucking with Mano, Dad? What did you do wrong?"
You remember when Mano was on the MTV show with that dude, and he slapped that dude who was hosting the show?
Oh yeah,
he slapped the shit out of him.
Didn't he almost slap Big Sean on the red carpet?
Oh, what happened? No, that with Big Sean, I've watched that video 1,000 times too. Mano is just so aggressive, but he's like, Mano's a good dude because he walked up to Big Sean and was like, "I just want to apologize. I just want you to know, I said something about Big Sean. I wasn't talking about you like that. I wasn't disrespectful like that. I just said this thing and it came out. So we're good, right? We're good, right?" But the way he does, he walks to Big Sean while Big Sean's giving another interview. Stops the interview, gets in his face, and apologizes. "Yo, as a man, I just want to say, like, my fault if I offended you in any way." And Big Sean, what all I can do is say, "You know what? Yeah, you're right. I feel you. I appreciate that." That was it. But Mano basically, like, he pressed him by not pressing him.
Like, well, he came at him during his interview, like he's giving an interview.
Right. Fuck all this shit you're doing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he's also like, I'm not like. And it's just like, God damn. And you watch Big Sean's, and his whole energy is just like, Like I've been Big Sean several times in a situation where it's just like a super gangster dude is apologizing or trying to tell you something, but their energy is just so that all you can do is just agree with them. Yeah, yep. And you have to look past the energy and listen to the words they are fucking saying.
Yo, how many times have you been non-pressed by gangsters?
It's happened a couple times, but it's just like, "Hey, yo, bro," like it's like, "Yo, just want to say, like, my fault about what happened the other day." You know what I mean? And I'm like, "All right, man, it's fine.
Yo, I got this Big Sean. This is ridiculous.
All right, share the screen.
Look at this. Look how uncomfortable this is. Look at this shit. Look how uncomfortable this is.
He popped up.
Look how uncomfortable.
Glad to be here today. Man, it feels good. It feels good to see my homies.
Yo, he sunned the shit.
Hold on.
Listen to me. You know that wasn't on purpose. Okay. Real talk. I'm a nigga. I'm a man. I'm fighting to that shit. Hold on. Real shit. You understand what I'm talking about? You understand? You know, and I'm listening to talk. You feel me? Motherfucker, what I said.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of an interview right now, though. Okay.
But listen, what Mano was saying is just like, bro, I'm a real nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Feel me? I'm sorry. He's basically saying, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, I'm sorry, Matt. And he's like, I know you have an interview, but like he's one of those people like, I can't wait to say this later. I have to say this when it's not on site. Is not just for fights. It's for like I saw it is on site. Yeah, my fault.
Man, it feels great.
He's still standing right there.
That's also because like Mano, what year was this? Like 2000, like 7, 8.
Also, Mano is still there.
Yeah, he's standing right next to him. Like, I dare you to say something about what I just said.
I've watched interviews with Mano. I watched Mano like walk up to rappers and pull guns on them like immediately. So It could have gone. It could have gone a different way. Oh, there's a video. I tried to find it several times. It's impossible to find. Brian Pumper saw Mano in the club, right? And Brian Pumper walks up to dap up Mano, and Mano daps and looks down at his fucking jewelry and holds his chain and just starts dying laughing in his face because his chain is so fake.
Yo, for a while there was just mad videos of Brian Pumper and his fake chain. It was like so weird.
Oh, I know. He had a reality show that was on World Star.
I remember that.
The Life of a Porno Nigga. I watched every episode. There's an episode he was shadow boxing, and he throws a punch, and the bracelet flies off his hand. It flies off. There's another episode. They're in the mall. They're in the mall together. They're in the mall. Him and his friends are in the mall. It's him, and then I think one of his friends was Jack Thriller for a while, which is very weird. I don't know why, but like they were in the mall, and they were like, "Yo, that's the kiosk where Brian buys his jewelry." And he was like, "Nah, stop lying, stop lying. You know this is real." They're like, "All right, is it real? You want to go over there and see if they know you?" And he's just like, "Yo, why would you do that? Why would you do that?" Now, his face is dead serious. Like, don't do that. Don't do that to me. But my favorite Mano story is the Young Berg shit where he slapped Young Berg, and he said after he slapped him, he was like, "Yes, there it is. That is my show. That shit. Oh my god,
Yo, you had to go to Bing to find that.
bro, that picture is so fucking funny."
The joy in his face is the same that
Yo, I
Gucci
love
had on the basement.
Oh my god.
Preposterous. Like,
Oh man, Mano's like, yeah, what? Mano's from Bed-Stuy, so sometimes I'm like, what if I see him one day? I'm just like, that's not gonna end great for me. Like, I'm a fan. What's your name, bro? Tawanda. But nah, Mano. I remember my favorite Mano shit was when he slapped Young Berg, and he said after he slapped him, he was like, I slapped him to save his life. And he was dead serious. He was just like, Mano, like, he's like, Young Berg walked up to me, he was talking crazy. All my niggas was there. They didn't know who he was. And I had to I couldn't let him go unchecked. Because if I didn't check him, one of them was going to check him. And if one of them checks him, it's not going to be safe for him. So I gave him a little like fatherly slap to the face, like, yo, chill. And I was just like, well, damn, all right, shit. That's life he lives. People around him are fucking crazy like that.
I looked that up. It's like first thing it says is Young Berg admits to being slapped by me.
Young Berg also right now, he changed his whole career, rejuvenated.
Is it? Because the second article says Young Berg on getting stomped out at Tricks Club.
Young Berg right now is named. He goes out. He's a producer. The producer Hitmaker.
Yeah.
That's Young Berg.
Is that who that is?
That's Young Berg, and Young Berg is also the vice president of A&R at Atlantic Records.
So you know what's funny is that recently it was like Hitmaker. This dude stayed taking the weirdest L's. Hitmaker's on with like pun on some video being like, "Yo, you can't play that episode of Nori's Drink Champs." Because he's on there talking mad, wild, crazy. And so he's talking to Fat Joe like, yo, you got to take that off. You got to take that off. And Fat Joe was like, man, I wish you would have just talked to me behind the scenes instead of right now, because now it's going to be the hottest video out there.
Yeah, that's it. That's Fat Joe talking. And Fat Joe, like, he's certified. Fat Joe is certified. My favorite Fat Joe.
Extra certified.
Fat Joe, I remember DJ Vlad was like, what would happen if somebody told you to suck their dick? And he was like, if somebody told me to suck their dick, I mean, they'd probably get stabbed. I have to stab them at that point. Like, I don't want to, but it's just the principle. Like, I have to stab them. It's like, oh, same thing. Like, if somebody tried to steal my chain, you can steal my chain, but it's just like, your whole family is going to die. And he said it's so nonchalant. I watch every Fat Joe interview. He has this interview with Fat Joe. Same interview. He's talking to DJ Vlad, right? He said, I remember on the song New York, New York, he said even Roy Jones was forced to lean back. He said that.
I know this story.
Yeah. Roy Jones saw him and was just like, what'd you say about me? And then somebody in the back, one of Roy Jones' homies is like, yo, knock him out, champ. And Fat Joe had to apologize for he got knocked out by Roy Jones, bro. Like, he almost got murdered.
This is what happened. Because I watched Fat Joe and Roy Jones talk about this on Fat Joe, which is that Roy Jones went to go speak to Fat Joe.
Yeah.
And Fat Joe is manned up all the time. Right?
Oh, yeah, always.
And so apparently, like, Fat Joe tells a story and he's like, yo, I just remember I'm in the back and he's like, you know, I got plenty of people around me all the time. He's like, I just remember, he was like, it's like you stepped out of the shadows when I stepped behind you. It was just there, you know? And he was like, yeah, man, I had to get you by yourself, you know, blah, blah, this and that. And he was like, and I said to you, was like, look, you could knock me out, but these dudes here, not gonna let you leave.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
you know what I mean? And you know, they settled, and it was all good. And you know, he was like, "Look, it was just a line, like my bad, but you know, blah blah." And they all cool now, but like, yeah, I think like Roy Jones tried to get in there and check him for that by his dolo, and it was like, look, this is Roy Jones, right? Like one of the baddest motherfuckers. Like, yeah, no, I remember you was mad, you know, you was gooned up, like, like
Roy Jones. Yeah, that's like, okay, I feel like if that was Mike Tyson though, it would have went completely different.
I feel like Mike Tyson don't care.
Mike Tyson does not care.
I mean, also, look, Mike Tyson, like the Locks tell some story about how Mike Tyson was hitting on Eve.
Yeah, I saw that story too. Yo, this podcast just became like just an ode to the Drink Champs podcast. It's Drink Champs stories. And that tells you like, oh, that's a bad podcast. It's like, oh, remember that story? Remember that time Nori did this? But yeah, Mike Tyson, that's another guy who like I would love to meet. Like just watching him talk or just watching him, people be like, my favorite video of Mike Tyson. This is the last video we're gonna play because we can't play anymore. We played this already one time. Nick, I think we played this with either Clark or somebody. Have you seen the Mike Tyson Dipset video?
Oh.
You ever seen that?
What is this?
Oh my God. Let me see if I can pull it up because basically this is the first.
I got it.
You got it? All right.
Yeah.
You just got to see what happens because I can explain it, but it's just like pretty much. This was the first time I was like, there are cracks in Dipset.
I can't do it right now.
You can't?
Nah.
I can do it. Don't worry about that. This is like, all right. Tyson did. All right.
Let's get it.
Let me just make sure that I got all my shit right. All right.
Jimmy. Yo, Birds, get behind him, yo. Where Jim Jones at? Where Jim Jones? Yo, go get Jim Jones.
A lot of stuff. Oh, this is. Oh no.
Oh, Luke, let's go. Come on.
He's gripping Joel Santana like he's helping him cross the street.
He holding his little wrist and shit.
The thing that's crazy.
Oh, wrist.
It's just.
Oh, Luke, let's go.
It's horrifying.
Bicep. He grabbed his bicep, by the way.
Big Mama, go get Jim.
It's this moment right there where he's like, fuck.
But the look on Santana's face is like, I don't like this. But
No, it's not. It's this. Look at this guy right here. The guy next to Joel's right here, and his eyes. He sees the hand.
Everybody who sees it is uncomfortable.
Let's go. Come on.
But he gripped his bicep, though.
He don't. That dude saw that. Now everyone's like, Cameron can't not see it. Cameron.
You know they were all of Dipset was talking about that for weeks. Yo, Santana, remember when Tyson gripped you up backstage?
I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think they talked about it. I don't think they talked about it. I don't think they talked about that shit at all, bro. Hold up.
Yeah, I think Jules Santana quit crime right after that. He was like, I can't go to prison, man. Not with these types of.
No, he went to jail.
He did go to jail right after this. He didn't learn nothing from getting gripped up.
No, okay. This is what happened. This is my theory of what happened. I think that after that happened, because Cam was there, no one did anything. No one did nothing. And I think a part of Joel's was just like, why didn't you guys save me from this? And then this is when Joel started going down south and chilling with Wayne and shit. So now it's not enough that like I don't think like that by itself caused Joel to go crazy. But I think that having like a dude, man, like having Mike Tyson handle you like that, where you can't move, you are fucking helpless. That's gonna have an effect on you. But like he buried it deep down inside because he's a rapper. He has some machismo and shit. Then after that, he's hanging out with Wayne and shit. He's hanging out with Lil Wayne. And Lil Wayne and him are clicking. They're connecting and shit. Lil Wayne's a dope ass rapper. Wayne and Santana, like they're considered peers at this point. But then Wayne starts doing more and more shit. So what's it called? Santana's like, Wayne's doing drugs. I'll do drugs too. Wayne's doing drugs because he has his own demons that he talks about later. Santana, in the back of his mind, has this fucking Tyson shit in the back of his head. So he's doing more drugs too. However, Wayne is just better at doing drugs. He's been doing drugs longer. So that the drugs fucked up Santana's whole shit. And I think if this didn't happen, he'd be a different rapper.
I feel so bad for his pride. Like he gripped his whole bicep with his left hand.
Yeah, he ripped his whole bicep, then his forearm, but
his fingers were touching on the other side of that arm. Like his thumb met his fingers.
But the scariest part is just like, if that was any of us, what do you do?
He looked so uncomfortable.
Like, it's like, hey, Mike, don't talk. Like, hey, Mike, nah.
No, I could tell because you can't even like shake him off. Like, you feel like he could smell fear. You know what I mean?
You can't. If you watch that video, it's like he does. Like, Patrice O'Neal had a great story about Mike Tyson. We met him at the roast of Charlie Sheen. He said he saw Mike. Mike walked up to him and he gave him a dap, pulled him close, and was patting him on the back. And he realized Mike was sizing me up the whole time. He was looking for soft spots. You seen how easy he can throw me around. Like he was just sizing him up. So that's just what Mike does because he's like from the street and he's just used to that. But it's like that Dipset shit is scary as hell. Like what? Like what?
Because they're grown men rappers.
They're grown rappers.
It was Bow Wow.
Like
these are, yeah. This is the same guy who called himself Young Muhammad Atta in 2003. Like he called himself. He kept talking about the tweet. He talked about being Taliban in 2003. Like he was fearless, and now so you watch that shit, you're like, damn, bro. Like.
Yo,
that's why
that shit all the time. I'm like, yo, Jules.
Remember that time?
Remember the time Tyson grabbed the nape of your neck, man? Had you by the nape? You remember that?
Yo, I don't think anybody's talked. I don't think they talked about that with him.
The dark side of your neck. Yo, I fucking bring that shit up all the time. I'm like, yo, how'd you feel when he grabbed your whole arm effortlessly?
I felt like it was just a quiet ride in the car after that.
Just sitting in the back.
Like you ever?
He's about to pick him up like a child.
Yeah, I think it almost felt like it. And it's just like, what do you do? Like this is why I'm so glad that rap is aged to the point where like rappers can be like, I felt uncomfortable. This is awkward. Because 2003, you couldn't like awkward was not a word that you could say as a rapper. Like you can say the gun shoots awkward. You can be like, oh, I was awkward.
Gun shoot. With an inferiority complex.
Yeah, exactly. Every emotion you had, every negative emotion, if it applied to a gun,
the Desert Eagle got low self-esteem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The gun. The gun is homosexual because I'm trying to blow a nigga's head off. That's some shit niggas really say. Like my gun's a slut. It goes, my gun's bisexual, but it shoots both ways. Like, wait, what?
All right, not me, nigga. The gun.
The gun. Oh.
Woo.
So the gun like to cuddle after we laid in.
Yeah. I remember Styles P had the song "Story to Tell." It was called "Story." No, Nobody Believes Me. I saw "Nobody Believes Me." The whole song is about like he walks into his room, he hears his gun starts rapping at him, his knife starts rapping at him, and then his weed starts rapping at him. But his gun and his knife are just in an argument because the gun is jealous that the knife gets used more than him.
Who is this?
Styles P.
I do remember this.
He's like, the gun is in the closet tripping. And he's like, they're both sitting there just like, yo, what does the Hammer say? He's like, Ham, what's wrong with you? You ain't busting me off. It's like, I don't belong to you. Like, he's like insecure. The gun's insecure. The knife is confident. The weed is just like, hey man, I lay back. I soothe you or whatever. But it's like, if he can make those, if he can say that about himself and not what he has, that'd have been growth. He couldn't do that at that time. You can't be a gangster talking about like your emotions besides, unless you murdered somebody. If you kill somebody, you can talk about how sad you are. Scarface, I ain't seen a man cry till I seen a man die. Like, you could say that. That's why Kanye was so special, because Kanye came out and was just like, hey, I have an inferiority complex. I don't know why I do what I do. I'm sad. Like, I'm an only child. Like, I'm a mama's boy. And Beanie Siegel used to call him gay. That gay ass nigga. And then it's like Kanye had to be on Smack DVD wearing this fucking polo trying to talk tough because you're supposed to be tough on Smack DVD. But he's trying, like, there's a video of him trying to talk tough about his feelings being hurt. He's just like, nah, yo, you just don't understand. Like, these dudes just don't understand where I'm from, so we can't communicate well, and I get left out, and I ain't right. And it's just like, just talk regular. Just say it, the way he says it is just so gay. That's like, I feel isolated and alone. When this album comes out, it's gonna fuck niggas up. Like, no, don't say that part. Just say, hey, I'm sad. How many times, if you're listening, fucking just say you're sad, bro.
No, man.
You know how many times I could have avoided doing some stupid shit by just saying like, "Oh, my feelings were hurt." It's like now you're out here like I remember when I was younger, like I was dating a girl, I liked her, we were connecting, we were vibing, but then it didn't work out. And instead of just being like, "Oh shit, I'm disappointed," I tried to just bury that deep inside, and I started fucking around, and I got chlamydia, and I was like, "All right, that's not." I could have just said I'm sad. I could have just said I'm sad that a girl hurt me.
But in all fairness, you fucked up in like 4 different ways just in that one sentence.
Yeah, because if I just said, look, I'm sad a girl hurt me.
No, it's fine.
But it's hard. But then that sucks for that. You can't tell somebody that. You can't just be like, hey, yo, I'm disappointed in how you've treated me. All they can say is, I'm sorry you feel that way. And it's like a lot of people don't want to like rectify that shit. Because you realize when you tell somebody like, yo, I'm sorry that you did this to me, you realize that they didn't mean to. They just didn't care. They just don't care about you that much.
See, this is why I'm worried about you, Tawanda. We got to find you a good girl, man.
Fuck that, bro.
We got to find you brokenhearted.
Bro.
COVID, but you going to make it.
Nah, I mean, I think it's no, because with that shit, it's just like you can't just. I was talking to my therapist about this shit, just in general, where it's like the things I'm trying to do and trying to accomplish. I feel that I want to put 100% of my energy into creating and building. But if I'm dating somebody, I will put energy into that because I care about that person. So I figure, why not just like work? And as I work, I will meet somebody in this world that understands what all this means, and we can figure it out from there, instead of being like meeting somebody and having that person like me more than they like my dream. Because people will be like, oh shit, like we're dating, but if you quit comedy tomorrow, that's fine.
Fuck it, man.
Yeah. This is what I think about. Like, just like shit, like, because I dated people in the past. Nick, I'm pretty sure you've done the same thing, where it's just like you date somebody and you think they're in it because they support your comedy career and shit like that, but it's like, no, they just like you. They don't like what you do, and they're hoping that you put that. They see the thought and the care you put into what you're doing, and thinking, oh, you put that into me. And you're just like, no, this means more than you. It's supposed to. Like, I've wanted this forever. I just met you yesterday. Like, that's
right.
So I'd rather just be like, I'm doing this shit now. So, like, but when you're not making any money off this shit, you can't excuse that. You can't tell a girl, look, I'm sorry, comedy's my passion, and I'm gonna work for drink tickets and $10. They don't give a. Then it sounds stupid. You're gonna leave me with a whole vagina and like all your favorite shows to go to the bar and tell jokes to 5 people? Are you out of your fucking mind?
I don't have a choice. I got to.
But if you're popping a little bit, like I'm going to make $100, like, all right, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
That is life. Oh man, I hope. Sometimes I worry the girls I date listen to this podcast.
Yo, you should not have to listen to any of this podcast.
I
Maybe
swear,
like 4.
Yo, I swear to God, like I'm sometimes because girls be like, oh man, like they've listened to episodes or whatever. Like, you listen to that shit? Like, why? Don't listen to this. This isn't the version of me I want you to meet. Just honest and like, no. Enjoy the version of me that I've catered for you, not the one I give to the rest of the world.
Sorry.
It is what it is.
Yeah. All right, fellas. I'm going to have to bounce.
Word, man. I understand that. Same here. We got things to do. I just want to say again, Malcolm, thank you for being on the show. We really appreciate that.
Thanks.
Is there? Oh, one thing I did find before we go. I did find the lyrics to No Diggity. All right. And what I'm going to do, Nick, can you do me a favor? I'm sending these to you right now. Can you please read the lyrics of No Diggity?
Oh, Lord.
Yes. As you can you read Dr. Dre's verse as
Homie Black Street, the original, no doubt.
As I'm sending it to you right now, Nick.
Okay.
Sure to get down, good Lord. Baby got it going on.
Fucking Teddy Riley was not saying nonsense, but it was ill.
Play never play around, cover much ground, got game by the pound.
What the fuck does that mean? Okay, do Teddy Riley's part. That's better for Molly Angel. Do that part. I sent it to you right there.
Shorty, get down. Good Lord. Baby got him open all over town. Strictly biz. She don't play around. Cover much ground. Got game by the pound. Getting paid is her forte. Each and every day, she still rises.
I feel the ancestors are telling me to stop. So
there's two. I gotta say, I can't get it out of my mind. Wow.
Wow.
All right.
Think about the girl all the time. Wow, wow.
Yes, there it is. We did it. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Malcolm, you want to tell people where they can find you online if they want to find you?
I'm everywhere, man. I'm chilling.
He's around. He's out here.
That's the quarantine excuse.
All right.
I know I'm at Malcolm Barrett. I'm on, or I'm Verbal Rapper, Verbal Be Rapping. I'm on Twitter, Instagram. I got a check mark. You'll see me.
Oh, word. He's verifying these streets. Shout out to him. And shout out to y'all again for listening. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, fuck people impersonating me. I don't know. There's zero to gain from it. I don't understand what that.
Hey, some people might be like, yo, I'm a celebrity. Like, oh shit, what?
It's weird. They'll do that shit and then they'll like hit on my cousin or some shit like that. Like, you're like, that's my cousin. It's not.
So they'll attack your cousin
anywhere with them. Like as me. Like, weird.
All right, PSA.
Be
Stop
yourself.
impersonating.
There's no other advice I can give you all is be yourself.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what we're doing that. And that's that. Y'all take care. I love you all. We're done.
Peace.
Peace.